So, why does lower taxes equal a better economy? How do lower taxes for big businesses benefit employment? A common argument among liberals is that we should tax the rich, that we should tax the large corporations, and that we should give all the money to the unemployed, the homeless, and the students. While it seems like a fair idea for some, it certainly is to the educated like myself. The reason why is because economics, how basic economics can tell us that tax punishes business. And when a business is punished and earns less, it cannot employ as many people. And when it cannot employ as many people, those people are unable to pay tax on their income. And less tax on their income means the government has to push up taxes even more, and it goes around in a cycle. But when you lower taxes and you regulate how larger businesses move their taxes around, you can find that you'll have a stronger economy. Now, there is a simple equation for working out how, or visualizing it if it were. Well, it goes like this, right? Goes like this. You have consumer spending plus investment minus tax plus exports minus imports. That is how you work it out. That's how you work out how it benefits. So you have consumer spending, investment minus tax increases exports, and it increases imports. It decreases imports, right? That's how it works. So the less tax there is, the more revenue the government earns, technically speaking. And some people call this trickle-down economics. It's not. Capitalism isn't trickle-down economics, not when it's done properly. Capitalism, the free market, is the perfect idea of what Europe should be. But instead, it's over-regulated, it's bureaucratic, it's inefficient, it's a liberal utopia. And that's why it is failing. You have liberal policies infecting a market that's meant to be true capitalism, that's meant to be perfect capitalism. You see, if Europe wasn't as charitable as it was, it would have brought Norway in. It would have kept Germany at the pinnacle of finance and investment, and it certainly wouldn't have lost UK. That's the argument for economics. Not that Thunderfoot would understand that, because he's too worried about his science funding to actually see what other people are going through. Thunderfoot, whether or not you lose funding, you're still going to have a job in chemistry. Other people won't. So you need to get over this Brexit thing, because all I can hear are your tears and your crying and your whinging, and it's utterly disgusting. You need to think about other people and how it affects them. How can you judge others for not agreeing with you when you fully don't understand how the common market works or the free market works? Why do you think Hong Kong, Special Administrative Republic, Hong Kong SAR, has its own freestanding economy compared to China? Well, that's because it has less entry restrictions, less trading regulations, and it's, for the most part, a free market, right? It's a capitalist region. Whereas China, while it is doing so well due to its birth rate and food consumption, right? its economy for the most part is certainly restricted due to the regulation and manufacturing of cars. Right, so, Thunderfoot, everyone else who thinks that Remain is a good idea, let me tell you something. The more tax you pay, the more inefficient the government becomes. You need to make the government work for your dollars, right? You need to work for your dollars. Corporations who pay less tax in your country will employ more more people in that country, and that will result in a better society. Now, you say that tax pays for roads and it pays, yes it does, but the shortfall, the short-term loss, the short-term loss that the government will incur will make up for it in the long run. You'll have 12 months of poor government where things will barely manage. But after that, when employment starts kicking in, it will be so much better. You just have to deregulate the market. That's it. Less tax for corporations. But that doesn't mean they should pay no tax, no. There should be an absolute minimum threshold of tax that they should pay, just to keep it going, and that's fair. But not that you liberals understand business. Thanks.